Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm the Timmeister and welcome back to Dunswell. In today's episode, I'm finally going to get started on the park over here. But before we get started on anything, I just need to do a little bit of work on the Dunswell Institute of Technology once again. This university, college, whatever you want to call it, this trade school is proving to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Well, not really, but I mean, it's been a little bit of a challenge. But luckily, you guys were there to give me some really useful tips. So, since the last episode, I haven't really done anything to this campus, but for some reason, our student population has climbed slightly. But a lot of you guys have given me some really great suggestions on how to get our student count to surpass 800, which I haven't been able to do so far. A few of you have mentioned just turn off all the other campuses in the area, and I was thinking, well, yeah, I did. I mean, I have a university over here, which I turned off, this one over here as well, but it never occurred to me that the Modern Technology Institute counts as a campus. I don't know why this never really crossed my mind, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And somebody also mentioned that I should turn off this faculty building over here. Yeah, okay, these are unique buildings and not campuses. So I'm just going to turn off this faculty building because look at that, there's 258 students that are going here. So I'm sure with these two campuses being turned off, this is probably going to have a pretty big effect on the Dunswell Institute of Technology. So let's just see here. Look at that, already 790. Boom, 804. Awesome. So we finally surpassed the 800 mark and still climbing. That's really awesome. So what do we have to work on now? Nothing really. Wait a second. Oh, do I have to reach the recognized level again? Oh, I think I went down a level. I think that's why. Okay, well, not a problem. Because at this point, it's just a waiting game until our academic year ends. So while I'm waiting for that, let's go work on the park. So for the park, it's going to encompass all of this untapped nature over here, except the highway running right through it. But the park is going to surround the highway, and we're going to have to sort of build something here. We're going to have to, like, figure out how we're going to navigate this highway. But first off, what I want to do is I'm going to create the park's main entrance over here in this little flat area. Unfortunately, I may have to destroy a couple of these buildings because I want to create a nice entrance for the park. Nothing fancy really, but let's see. Actually, you know what? First, I got to lay down my park zonage. So let's go ahead and do that. So the park's going to encompass all of this land here. It's going to end at this little subdivision that we built last episode. And then on this tip, I'm not really sure if the park should like include all of it. I think I may just make the park on this side of the road for now, because I'm not sure what I want to build along this coastline here. If I want to build more luxurious condos, or do I want to make this part of the park? I don't know. We'll figure that out. Because the park is not only going to be nature park assets. I want to include like a bunch of interesting stuff, you know, like volleyball courts and I don't know, whatever else we can find in our park menu. Maybe like a hot air balloon tour. Different things like that that we can incorporate would be really cool to have in this park. But overall, it's going to be a nice park, a nature park. So here we have Undergrill. Oh my God, I can't speak today. Underhill Grounds. I don't think this is going to be the official name of this park. I want you guys to come up with the name of the park. So it's totally up to you guys what I should name this park. I'll choose the suggestion that I feel is more appropriate for this area. But anyways, I'll leave that up to you guys. So for the main entrance, I think I'm just going to do a simple street coming up like this and then teeing off like so. Actually, I shouldn't maybe tee it off like that because it's just going to cause traffic issues. Oh yeah, it destroyed these homes, so let me just check here. Yeah, I'm going to have to rezone this. There. Oh my God, destroyed these buildings too? Holy crap. Alright, well, not a big deal. I'll just place down some smaller buildings here and there. We'll wait till that builds up. And maybe I can add... No, I'm not going to add any more buildings. But maybe I can add some commercial over here. So we can have a couple stores around the park. Alright, and now let's go into our nature park menu and let's place down a nature reserve main gate. Let's go in and place it down here. So right now this little entrance road is super preliminary. I'm probably going to expand on the park. I think I'm going to place down some volleyball courts and tennis courts in this flat area here. But just to start off with, let's have the nature gate right here. And another thing too, guys, I have to mention is that this is most likely going to span multiple episodes, the creation of this park. I don't think I'm going to be able to create this entire thing in one episode, so you can expect the park construction to go on for a little bit. So here's the main entrance. Let's have a couple of secondary entrances. So what do we have here? We have a small nature reserve main gate, or we have nature reserve side gate. Let's place down a couple of side gates. So let's have one over here in this neighborhood, and then I suppose another one maybe over here. And then maybe I should include one in the park as well. I'll have one over here, I guess, and then one last one on the very end of this road. And then there might be more over here. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. So I guess the next thing for me to do, I'm gonna lay down all of like the main infrastructure for the park. That being trails, maybe some buildings that we have unlocked. So because of some other nature parks, I think I have up to like level 2 or 3 buildings. And we have a bunch of other buildings that, yeah, so we haven't unlocked any level 4 buildings yet. So we're not going to have access to everything right off the bat. We'll just have to wait on that. Alright, so let's get started. Let's lay down some trails. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go into time-lapse mode for the placing of the trails, because there's going to be quite a few of them. And if I just place them down on real time, the episode would never end. So I'm going to leave you guys off with that, and I'm going to go into time-lapse mode. All right, everyone, we have all the main trails laid down in the park. I may add a few here and there as we progress with this build, but overall, these are all the main trails that I'm going to lay down. So this actually went pretty quickly with me going into time-lapse mode for a portion of this video. So this is going to leave me with a little extra time to do some more work on the park. And before ending this episode, I think what I'm going to do is to lay down a few features in the park, and that's going to allow us to upgrade to level 2 and to progress a bit further in the park. So I think this episode I'll end it after placing down a few of these main attractions, and then as we unlock more, we'll get into the rest next episode. And I'd like to do some detailing as well with some large rocks and stuff, just to add some more props and features to the park. And I might add that this park is going to be awfully similar to the one that I built in the 5 Builders 1 City series. I'll put a link down in the description to that video, but this park is going to be very similar to that. That was a super fun project, by the way. And one of the similar features that I want to put into this park is I think I'm going to build a lake over here, a little pond area, because a few of the perks that we get in the nature park menu is fishing cabins. So that would look really cool if I had a nice little pond over here. So anyways, let's jump right into it. First, I'm going to go through placing down a couple of viewing decks. And as you can see, a couple of these trails kind of make their way over to the coast. So I think right here would be a really nice place to put down a viewing area. See, look at that. You can just gaze out at the mountains and stuff across the water. And then let's go over here, and I'm going to place another one. And then yeah, might as well place one over here too. Uh-oh, I guess the slope is a little too steep over here. Will this work if I do that? Is it going to require a road connection? Nope, looks good. But it is kind of hovering, is it? If I just move it to bring it in a bit closer. There, that's fine. There we are. And then over here, I don't think it's really necessary, but I might put one actually. Let's maybe have an observation deck somewhere around here. And then super simple, I'm not going to do anything too complicated, but let's place in a few shelters here and there. So we have the main park entrance over here. We can maybe have a shelter up here on the top of this hill. I'm going to place another one here. Where would be like the peak of this entire park? I think it would be right about here. Let's maybe have... Oh yeah, let's have a nice watchtower right here on the peak. At the very top of this mountain. You can have an excellent view of downtown. Look at that, that's crazy. I know we have a higher tower, but I think this one should be good enough. So maybe we could have a bigger shelter as well. You know what? Let's have a big shelter right here, right next to the main, well, not the main entrance, but one of the entrances into the park. And then I'm going to have another shelter here. And then maybe a small shelter right here in this little nook. And let's start off with that. We have a camping site as well. And what is this? A tent camping site. So, I'm going to go ahead and place these camping sites anyways, but I don't feel like this is the most appropriate place for camping sites. One is due to the terrain, and two, I don't know, like inner city camping like this, it's not really a thing, you know. This would be, a campsite would be more suitable for like the outskirts of town, but I think I'm going to go ahead and place down a tenting site and a campground anyways, just to enable us to upgrade the park. But where am I going to find enough room to place this? I have no idea. I How big is this anyway? Oh, it's not that bad. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a little short trail just coming straight out like this. And then we'll have a tenting site right here. Right next to the rails. That'd be useful for trying to get some sleep at night. All right, and we have a campsite as well. This one's a bit larger. Where can I shove this one? Not a whole lot of room. Maybe like over here, but that's right by the highway. That's not a very good location. See, this is the challenge, and this is kind of unrealistic too, to have cabins and stuff in this kind of park. But actually, you know what? I think this might be a suitable location. Like, just... Oh, maybe not. No, because of the terrain, this is a bit weird. I guess right close to the entrance would be okay. What do you guys think? Maybe if I shove the cabins like right behind here, that'd probably be all right. I'm gonna do that. There. I'm not a huge fan of doing this, you know. Really, it's not the best camping areas, but again, at least it's gonna allow the park to upgrade, because you really do need to place down at least one of everything in order to unlock some new buildings and whatnot. So I have one of everything placed down so far, except let's maybe have a couple of campfire sites. One over here, some little cabins everywhere. I'm really not going to put too much thought into this, but let's just have a couple of cabins. And then another fire pit over here, and one on top of the mountain over here. And I'm not going to place any tents right now. I don't think these tents really account for anything. Small portable tent. So I'm not going to place these in this park. So at this point, the only thing we're missing is a lookout tower number 2. Now, where should we place a lookout tower number 2? I'm thinking maybe just like a generic spot. Oh yeah, maybe right here. Boop. Very close to this bridge. You can get some real pretty views of downtown. And there we have it, guys. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything I can place down right now. Like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail right now. I'm going to reserve that for next episode. Next episode, by then, hopefully we would have unlocked a few of these buildings at least. And then I'm going to add some details too in next episode. So what I am going to work on now, though, is I'm going to work on this entrance for the park. And I'm just going to add a couple of pretty important features that I want there to be in this park. So first, I'm going to expand this little street that we have going on here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to add some more non-nature park related park features. So if I go into my regular park menu, you can see here that, maybe not this one, other parks. Here we go. So we have basketball courts, we have a tennis court. These are all very park-esque buildings that, you know, you would most likely find in any type of city park. So why not in Dunswell? Go. So a couple of basketball courts. tennis courts as well. Oh wait, I got that wrong. Basketball courts and tennis courts. I got that the wrong way. Okay, and skate park. Yeah, why not a skate park? Skate park's more like an urban thing though, but I think over here would be a pretty good spot for it. Might not fit in the actual park though. Maybe I'll have to shove it off to the corner. Okay. No, I think I'll refrain from placing that. Okay, now next up, if I go into my park menu, I'm going to place down a couple of basketball courts. And then a couple of tennis courts. I think I had some beach volleyball courts as well. Yeah. So although this is not exactly a beach area, I think some beach volleyball courses is something that can be added to almost any park without question. But where do we fit this now? Because it's quite large. And I am quite strapped for room. If I can move this street up a bit, though. Well, I mean, I don't really need to be right at the entrance. Maybe if I place them over here. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think that's all right. Let's just quickly browse through here, see what else we have. A riding stable. I've actually never placed this down in all my years of playing City Skylines. It's quite massive, but I think Dunswell is finally the city where this will be placed in. And that's going to be pretty much it, guys. Tropical garden, we don't really need that. Fishing island, we have one of those already. Floating cafe. I was thinking of placing this over here in Brightwood eventually, once we get into the coastline for that place. But this is pretty much going to be it for this episode, guys. Yeah, I won't be adding any city park assets and stuff to this park. This is completely going to be nature related. So yeah, that'll be it for this episode, guys. At least we have all of the main infrastructure down. Next episode will be more focused on detailing and perhaps, you know, placing down some new buildings that we will have unlocked. Look at that, we're almost to level 2 already. So I'll leave you guys off with that for this episode. But before I go, let's just go check on the campus. Oh, and look at that. Boom. We made it all the way to level 4. So we gained back 2 levels. And that worked, guys. Thank you for the suggestions, really. Look at that. We're way up to almost 2,500 students. Way more than what we need to get to a level 5. Now, the only thing that we're missing is campus attractiveness and then some academic works. So I won't be touching this episode. I'll leave you guys off with that, and then so actually before ending this episode, I might as well just place down the new buildings that we've unlocked, and then we'll be set up for next episode. So let's see what we got here. We got a couple new buildings. I think the last one we had was the academic statue, because now we have a trade school auditorium, which is rather massive. I'll have to start tearing down some other neighborhoods to place this down. Let's just check here. We have trade school laboratories, which again are pretty huge, and then a bookstore, which is surprisingly small. I think we can fit this one somewhere. This isn't so bad. Could probably squeeze it like, oh yeah, right there. I'll have to destroy all of these buildings, but I kind of thought that these were out of place anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to unzone all of this and this building too. There. All right, so let's try to find some room for the laboratory now. I have no clue where I'm going to place this because it's pretty huge. I wonder. And this campus is already like way bigger than I initially thought it was going to be. What I could do, I've always kind of had a problem with these streets here. I felt that, you know, they were a little bit too crammed up and, you know, the zoning isn't very properly done. So let's do that. I'm going to get rid of some of these roads here and I'll just have to recombobulate this entire area. So let's get rid of all this. We'll get rid of all the zoning as well, just for now. Alright, and then I'll have to expand on my zone a little bit. Already occupied. No, I think it's just because of the road. So I'll place the laboratories right here. I'll need to place down the auditorium. Where can I fit this, though? This as well is a pretty large building. It just barely fits, but I think I'm gonna cheat a little bit and use move it. Yeah, because that looks good like that anyway. It was just pavement. So I'm actually gonna use move it to scooch this building a bit over to the side. There. That actually looks really well. I like that because the road is kind of parallel to this wall, almost anyway. I think this building fits quite well here. It looks really nice next to this main building. I'm all right with that. All right, so now let's take a minute. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Okay, so we have 3 buildings left, one of which is another academic statue, which I have no idea how big it is. We have a beach volleyball club, which I'm pretty sure is quite small. And then lastly, we have a trade school media lab, which looks quite large judging by the picture. I haven't placed this building in forever, so I'm not sure. Oh yeah, and that's right. We have a school of engineering, which is probably massive based on, you know, the last 2 buildings that we placed down here. The School of Tourism and Travel, and then the Police Academy. So this, I think, we'll have to place kind of off-site, maybe destroy like an entire neighborhood or an entire block somewhere else in town. But for now, I'm pretty happy with what we have so far. I don't think I'm going to take the time just yet to rebuild this neighborhood because I just don't know what buildings we're going to place down next and how they're going to fit into the surrounding areas. So I'm just going to leave this off as it is. So guys, that is going to be it for this episode. So as usual, I thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the park as well so far, if there's anything I should add to it or any improvements I should make. Again, I just want to thank you guys so much for the suggestions on how to get the university campus going. So that was really great of you guys to help me out with that. So anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, guys. And until the next episode, please take care.